Namaste, welcome. There are endless benefits to creating a daily yoga and spiritual practice. Many people know these benefits and they wish to create a daily practice, but perhaps they don't know how to do it or what to do even, or how to maintain it for an extended periods of time. So that's what we're talking about today, is how to develop a daily yoga and spiritual practice. This is a common challenge that I hear among students, and one that I myself have had to work through and overcome through years of practice and long moments of non-practice as well. So in yoga, we call our daily yoga or spiritual practice, we call this our sadhana. And so I'll offer you 4 tips and ways to overcome challenges that present themselves on the path of sadhana, so you can have that daily practice and experience greater degrees of love and peace, bliss and truth in your life. So the first tip that I can offer you is to take the conditions out of your practice. Sometimes in life we are perfectionists, and how we approach our practice is no different. We think that in order to be a yogi or to develop a sadhana, we must have several hours a day, be stress-free with little or no responsibility. We have to have endless energy and a tranquil, peaceful, well-decorated yoga room in order to practice. And so when we place so much emphasis on perfection, we fluctuate between intense moments of deep practice where we're practicing lots, and then we exhaust ourselves and we kind of fall out of it a little bit and we go extended periods of time with no practice at all. And this is okay, but we'll do the best that we can to develop a daily practice, one that's easy and simple and enjoyable for you. So here's some common challenges that I hear with solutions to creating a daily sadhana. I often hear from people, I don't have time to practice. So do what you can. 5 or 10 minutes is enough. If all you do is 5 or 10 minutes, this is greater than nothing. My house is too messy for developing a home practice. Clean it up or don't worry about it too much. Yoga is all about the inner experience, the inner world, and so we're not super concerned with the outer conditions or the outer environment. I often hear, I'm too busy. Just do your best to carve out time every day to practice, as well as make yoga your path so that your practice becomes all that you do, and you can invite mindfulness and breath into your entire busy day. I hear, I don't have money to go to a class. This is so okay. Develop a home practice for free. I actually prefer this. It's nice to be guided through things, but it's very empowering to just be with yourself and be with your breath and to practice as you wish. I also hear, I want to practice, but I don't know what to do. I'll start and I get lost. So this is okay. You can go to a local yoga class, no problem. Or you can there's lots of free online yoga classes and videos and guided meditations that you can follow to kind of learn what you want your sadhana to look like. And then as you learn it, you'll memorize it and you can develop your own as you wish. Sometimes we hear, I'm too tired to practice, or I feel too lazy. That happens. That's really normal. We have fluctuations in our energy. So honor how you feel and try a more gentle practice of yoga like yin or restorative, yoga nidra, or simply meditate. Maybe you just take shavasana that day, and that's okay. That's still a practice. You may notice through practice as well, and offering yourself these more restorative, gentle forms of yoga, that you feel more energized. We also hear, I prefer to practice in the morning or evening, and sometimes when you miss it, you think that the whole day is ruined. Creating a routine in yoga is really valuable, but it's also important to be flexible with your practice. Practicing at a different time of the day is better than practicing not at all, right? Okay, so the second tip that I can offer you is make yoga your path. Transform your practice into your path. Make yoga your way of life and invite mindfulness, peace, and breath into all that you do. And even the most mundane, simple tasks become sacred acts of devotion and union, which is the true meaning of yoga. And while asana, the physical postures of yoga and meditation, are important and valuable pieces of the yoga puzzle, there's an infinite depth of yoga to explore as well. In Patanjali's 8 limbs of yoga and the Yoga Sutras, the 2 founding limbs of yoga, the yamas and niyamas, are a moral code of ethics which we can follow to interact peacefully with our outer world, as well as with our inner experience. The yamas teach us a path of non-violence, honesty, non-stealing, moderation, and non-attachment. And the niyamas encourage us to live a life of purity, contentment, self-discipline, self-study, and surrender. As Dharma Mitra says, no yamas, no yoga. So if all you do is practice non-violence, ahimsa, the first of the yamas in your spiritual practice, you are already the greatest yogi. You don't have to do anything else. So transform your practice from an act of discipline into an act of devotion, and your practice becomes an empowering, sacred, infinite opportunity and choice to connect with yourself, your truth, and unite with divinity. So the third tip that I can offer you is to create ease within your practice. Life, yoga, and meditation, they can be challenging enough, so there's no need to make things harder than they need to be. The practice of yoga is powerful, but it's very subtle. Give yourself the permission to be gentle with yourself and with your practice. When we push ourselves too hard in our practice, we exhaust ourselves, and that's when we kind of fall off the yoga wagon for a period of time. So practice as much as possible, but consistent, shorter, and more frequent practices will benefit you more than longer, more intense practices done less frequently. I invite you to create a practice that is simple, peaceful, and enjoyable so that you feel more drawn to practicing more frequently. If slowing down your practice helps, do this. If using props or sitting in a chair to meditate allows you to feel more comfortable, do this too. If doing less yoga postures and more meditation or chanting or breathing exercises feels good, then do this. If you prefer meditating in the morning or the evening, before or after asana, do as you wish. Create ease in your practice. Okay, and the fourth tip that I can offer you is to make a ritual of your practice. As much as possible, try to create a daily routine, or better yet, make it a ritual, an act of devotion. Sculpt out time every day to practice, even if it's only for 5 or 10 minutes. And as best as you can, try to make it consistent. Develop a routine time to practice, and this will give instructions to your subconscious mind and may allow you to go into deeper states of meditation and experience more through your yoga asana. Explore the infinity of yoga. There's an infinite depth to yoga that extends far beyond the physical postures. Yoga is the yamas and niyamas, the ethical and moral code. Yoga is bhakti yoga, a path of love and devotion. It is karma yoga, a path of selfless service. It's raja yoga, a path of self-discipline. And it's jnana yoga, a path of inner wisdom and self-realization. Yoga is also chanting and mantra and meditation and prayer and pranayama and mindfulness and union. Having a sadhana sequence that you follow is very helpful in creating a routine. And through practice, your subconscious will begin to memorize this sequence and allow you to move into that state a little more quickly and reveal deeper aspects of the self through practice with depth and clarity. Also, consistency is key. You'll benefit more from shorter, more frequent practices than longer, more intense sessions practiced less frequently. So those are my 4 tips for creating a daily yoga and spiritual practice, or sadhana. Creating a daily spiritual practice is one of the greatest gifts that you can offer yourself, so you can experience greater degrees of love, bliss, truth, and freedom in your life. Take the conditions out of your practice, make your yoga your path, create a practice that you love, and make a daily ritual of it. And begin your sadhana today.
Should men do yoga? It's a great question. We men, we love to be tough and manly and masculine and lift weights. And yoga seems